welcome to the sadly, only performance of Orestes by the 10th grade. We have been working on this for over a month. It's been our main lesson for 2 weeks. These students have put in so much work, not only what you're going to see on stage, but things backstage. The costumes were done by Eden, Sophie, Brenda, and other students. The set was put together by the students. The lighting design was designed by the students, although it will be operated by me today. We are missing Katie and Eden, and we have clumsily thrown together some solutions for that, but maybe you won't even notice. It's going to be a great show, and I hope that you give it your full attention, and please, complete silence, obviously, and no one has their phone, so I didn't tell you that. All right, any other announcements before we start? Did I forget anything? Okay. This is Orestes by the 10th grade. Woo!
No ill, nor pain, nor grief sent by the gods, the weight of which cannot be endured by the soul of a mortal. Tantalus, once so prosperous, the reputed son of Zeus, hangs suspended in mid-air, quailing at the crag which looms above his head, paying this penalty, they say, for the shameful weakness he displayed in failing to keep a bridle on his lips when admitted by the gods to share in the honors of their feasts like one of them.
He it was that begot Pelops, the father of Atreus, for whom the fates spun a web of strife, even to the making of war with his own brother Thyestes. But why need I repeat such a hideous tale?
From Atreus and Euripedes of Crete sprang Agamemnon, that famous chief,
if his really fame.
and Menelaus.
Now it was this Menelaus who took Helen to wife, while his brother, King Agamemnon, took Clytemnestra to wife, and 3 daughters were his issue, Chrysothemis, Iphigenia,
And I myself Electra, and a son, Orestes.
All of that one accursed mother, who slew her lord after snaring him in a road that had no outlet.
Her reason means lips may not declare, and so leave that unexplained for the world to guess at.
What need for us to charge Apollo with wrongdoing? Though he degraded Orestes' own mother, but did the fear prove. Still, it was his obedience to the god that made him slave.
I too shared in the deed of blood, as did Pylades, who helped bring it about. After this, my poor Orestes fell ill of a cruel wasting disease. Upon his couch he lies prostrated, and it is his mother's blood that goads him into frenzied fits. This I say for dread of naming those goddesses whose terrors are chasing him before them, the Furies.
'Tis now the 6th day since the body of his murdered mother was committed to the cleansing fire.
Since then no food has passed his lips, nor has he washed his skin, but wrapping his clothes, he waits in his lucid moment whenever the fever leaves him.
Other times he bounds headlong from his couch, like a colt that is loosed from the yoke,
Moreover, the city of Argos has decreed that no man give us shelter at his fireside, nor speak to matricides like us. This is the fateful day on which Argos will decide our sentence, whether we are both to die by stoning, or to wet the seal and plunge it into our necks. There is still one hope of escape for us.
Menelaus has landed from Troy. His fleets now crowd the haven of Naplia, where he has come to anchor.
Returned at last from Troy, after ceaseless wandering.
But Helen, that lady of sorrows, as she so styles herself, he has sent on to the palace, carefully waiting the night.
Lest any of those parents, whose sons were slain beneath the walls of Troy, might see her if she went by day, and set to stoning her.
Within she sits, weeping for her sister and the calamities of her family.
And yet she still has some solace in her woe. For Hermione, the child she left at home in the hour she sailed for Troy, is still a source of joy for her, and a reason to forget her sorrow.
I, meantime, am watching each approach. Against the moment I see Menelaus arriving, for unless we find some safety there, we have but feeble anchor to ride on otherwise. A helpless thing, an unlucky house!
Daughter of Clytemnestra and Agamemnon, hapless Electra, too long now left the maid unwed. How was it with you? And your brother, this ill-fated Orestes, who killed his mother? Speak! For referring the sin as I do to Apollo, I incur no pollution by letting you accost me, and yet am truly sorry for the fate of my sister, Clytemnestra.
Prithee, Helen, why should I speak of that which your own eye can see, the son of Agamemnon in his misery? Beside his wretched corpse I sit, for corpse he is, so faint his breath.
How long has he been laid thus upon his couch?
Ever since he spilt his mother's blood.
Unhappy wretch! Unhappy mother! What a death she died!
Unhappy enough to succumb to his misery.
Pretty maiden, will you hear me a moment?
Yes, with such small leisure as watching over a brother allows.
Will you go for me to my sister's tomb?
To have me seek my mother's tomb. Why?
To carry an offering of hair and a libation from me.
Are you not privy to go to the tombs of those you love?
No. But I am ashamed to show myself in Argos. I am afraid of the fathers of those who lie dead beneath the walls of Ilium.
Good cause for fear. It is on every tongue in Argos.
Then free me of my fear and grant me this favor.
I could not bear to face my mother's grave. Why not send your daughter, Hermione?
It's not seemly for a tender maid to make her way amongst a crowd.
And thus she would be repaying her dead foster mother's care.
True. You have convinced me, maiden. Yes, I will send my daughter, for you are right. Hermione, my child, come forth before the palace. Take these libations and these tresses of mine in your hands, and go pour them round Clytemnestra's tomb, and bid her harbor kindly thoughts towards me and you and my husband, towards those two wretched sufferers too, whom heaven has afflicted. Now go, my child, and tarry not, and once you have made the offering at the tomb, begin your return.
Did you mark how she cut her hair only at the ends, careful to preserve its beauty? 'Tis the same woman of old. May heaven pursue thee, for you prove the ruin of me, my brother, and all of Hellas. Alas, here come my friends to unite their plaintive dirge with mine. Dearest friends, step softly, not a sound, not a whisper. Though this kindness of yours is well meant, rouse him, and I shall rue it.
Hush, hush, let your footsteps fall lightly, not a
Go
sound.
further from his couch, further, I beseech you.
There, I obey.
Ah, speak like the breath of a slender reed, I let you, I play.
See how soft and low I drop my voice.
Yes, do so. Ah, reach softly, softly. Give me an account of why you have come here, for at last he lies down and sleeps.
How is he? What has happened? What misfortune?
He's still breathing, but his moans grow feeble.
What are you saying? I'm happy,
You
Orestes.
will kill him if you rouse him from the sleep he now enjoys.
Or suffer for his evil deeds, inspired by a god.
Justice it was, after all, from an unjust mount, when Apollo decreed the most unnatural murder of my mother.
There, do you see? He stirs.
Your noisy words have roused him from his sleep. Leave us. Circle back again. Cease this noise.
No, I think he is asleep.
There, that noise again. Go.
He is asleep.
Go! Death awaits us. What else? He has no desire for food.
Tell me, what end of troubles awaits him?
Death, for he has no desire for food.
His destiny is already clear.
Apollo offered us up for sacrifice when he ordered the pitiable murder of my mother who killed my father.
It was just.
But it was not well done.
Then, Electra, you are so near. Are you sure that he has not died?
Sweet charm of sleep, save you in sickness. How dear to me your coming was. Whence I came here. How is it I am here? I have lost all previous recollection and remember nothing.
Dearest brother, how glad I was to see you fall asleep. Will you have me take you in my arms and lift your body?
Take me in your arms. From the sufferer's mouth and eyes wipe off the flakes of trouble.
Ah, 'tis a service I love, nor do I scorn with sister hands to tend to a brother's limbs.
Keep me propped up, your side to mine. Brush the matted hair off my face, for I'd see but dimly.
Oh, poor head, how squalid your locks become. How wild your look from remaining so long uncleansed.
Lay me once more upon my couch. My fit has left me all unnerved, unstrung.
Welcome is the sick man to his couch, though painful it be to take thereto. Yet, is it necessary?
Sit me upright once more. It is their helplessness makes the sick so hard to please.
Will you take a step at last? Change is always pleasant.
That I will. But that has a semblance of health. And that seeming, though it be far from the reality, is preferable to this.
Hear me then, O brother mine, while the avenging fiends permit you to use your senses.
Do you have news to tell? So it'd be good you do me a kindness. But tend to my hurt. Lo, I have sorrow enough.
Menelaus, your father's brother, is arrived. His fleet lies in anchor in Nauplia.
Has he come to cast away a blight upon our gloom? A man of our own kin who owes our side our debt of gratitude?
He is come, and is bringing Helen with him from the walls of Troy.
If he had returned alone in safety, he were more to be envied. For if he is bringing his wife with him, he is bringing a load of evil.
Tyndareus begot a race of daughters notorious for the shame they burned infamous throughout all Hellas.
Be you then different from that evil brood? For well you mayest, and that not only in profession, but also in heart.
Ah, brother, in a moment your eye is going wild, and you're passing from your recent sameness back into frenzy.
Mother, I implore you, let not loose on me these maidens with their bloodshot eyes and snaky hair. See when they approach to leap upon me.
Poor succor, your eye sees none of that which your fancy paints so clear.
Oh, Apollo, they will slay me, those hounds of hell. Death's priestesses with glaring eyes, terrific goddesses.
I will prevent this piteous tossing to and fro, with arms twined round your body.
Loose me! You are one of those fiends that plague me and are gripping me by the waist to hurl my body into Tartarus.
What help can I find? Yet heaven's course is set against us.
A mortal hand will wound one of these goddesses unless she vanish from my sight. What? Do you linger still? Spread your pinions! Skim the sky! Blame those oracles of Apollo! Why am I raving, panting, gasping? Where have I leapt from off my perch? Once more, the storm is past. I see a calm. Sister, why do you weep? I am ashamed that I should make you a partner in my suffering. Cease to fret for my troubles. It was I that spilt our mother's blood. It is Apollo I blame for urging me on to do a deed most damned. Dear sister, unveil your face and cease to weep, despite our abject misery. And whensoever you see me give way to despair, be it thine to calm and soothe the terrors and disordered fancies of my brain. Likewise, when sorrow comes to you, I must be at your side to give the words of comfort. For to help our friends like this is a gracious task. Seek your chamber now, poor sister. Lie down a while and close your sleepless eyes. Take food and bathe your body. For if you leave me or fall ill from nursing me, my doom is sealed. But you are the only champion I now have. By all the rest deserted, as you can see.
I leave you. Never. If you I am resolved to live and die, for 'tis the same. If you die, what will I do? How will I escape reft of brother, sire, and friends?
A lecture.
But lay you down upon your couch, and pay not too great a heed to the troubles and alarms that are disturbing you from your rest.
Ah, you goddesses terrific, swiftly careening on outspread pinions.
You avenging spirits that dart along the spacious firmament, exacting a penalty for blood.
To you I make my suppliant prayer. Suffer the son of Agamemnon to forget his wild whirling frenzy.
Ah, woe for the troublous task, which thou, poor wretch, didst strive to compass to your ruin, listening to voices prophetic, proclaimed aloud by Apollo from his tripod throughout his sanctuary.
Oh, Zeus, what pity will be shown? What deadly struggle is here at hand, hurrying you on over your path of woe?
A victim on some fiend is seeking tribulation by bringing your house, your mother's bloodshed, which drives you raving mad.
I weep for you. For you I weep.
Great prosperity abideth not amongst mankind, but some power divine, shaking it to and fro.
Like the sail of the swift galley, plunges deep in the waves of rivers affliction.
Boisterous and dangerous as the waves of the sea.
For one new family are mine, henceforth to honor, other than one which sprung from a married divide, even from Tantalus.
But behold, a king draws near, Menelaus. From his magnificence, 'tis plain to see. He is a scion of the race of Tantalus. All hail!
All hail my home! Some joy I feel on seeing you again on my return from Troy. Some sorrow too the sight calls. For never yet have I beheld a house more closely encircled by the net of dire affliction.
Tell me then, good people, where to find the son of Agamemnon, the daring author of that fearful crime?
He was but a babe in Clytemnestra's arms the day I left my home to go to Troy, so that I should not recognize him were I to see him.
Behold, the object of your inquiry, Menelaus. This is Orestes.
Oh, gods! What do I see? What death's head greets my sight?
'Tis not my looks, but my deeds that torture me.
Unsightly apparition, so different from what I expected.
In me behold the man who has slain his hapless mother.
We have heard all. Spare us your tale of woe.
That I will. For the deity is lavish of woe to me.
What ails you? What is your deadly affliction?
My conscience. I know that I am guilty of an awful crime.
When did your fit begin? How many days?
On the day that I was heaping the mound over my poor mother's grave.
Was anyone else there to help you rise?
Euripedes, who shared with me the bloody tea.
You were sick with phantom shapes. What sort?
I seemed to see 3 maidens, black as night.
I know whom you mean, but I do not want to name them.
Yes, for they are revered. You are well informed to avoid naming them.
Are these the ones that drive you to frenzy with the curse of kindred blood?
The torment I endure from their pursuit.
It is not strange if those who have done dreadful things should suffer them.
And I have a way to recover from these troubles.
Do not speak of death. That is not wise.
It was Apollo who commanded me to kill my mother. We are slaves to the gods. whatever those gods are.
And does he not help your affliction?
He will in time. It is the nature of the gods.
How do you stand in the city after that deed of yours?
I am so hated that no one will speak to me.
Have you not even washed your hands of blood?
No! For wherever I go, the door is shut against me. A vote will be taken against us today. Death by stoning at the hands of the citizens. But in you, I have hopes of escape from my troubles. Since you have come with good fortune, share with your friends who are wretched your prosperity, and pay back my father's kindness to those who have a claim on you. For such friends as desert us in adversity are friends in name, but not in deed.
And here's Tiberius, father of Clytemnestra, struggling with edges there, clad in black robes, and with his head shot in one of his story.
Menelaus, I am ruined. Darius approaches us, the man of all others I most shrink from facing because of the deed I have done. For he nursed me when I was small, and lavished on me many a fond caress, carrying me about in his arms as the son of Agamemnon. It was a sorry return I made them. What darkness can I find for my face? What cloud can I spread before me in my efforts to escape the old man's eye?
Where may I find Menelaus, my daughter Helen's husband? For as I was pouring libations on Clytemnestra's grave, I heard he had come home, safe home again after many years. I wish to approach him and clasp his hand, as a friend whom at last I see again.
Hail, old man, rival of Zeus for a bride.
All hail to you, Menelaus. Ah! What an evil it is to be ignorant of the future. There is that matricide before the house, a viper darting venomous flashes from his eyes, whom I loathe.
Menelaus, is he that godless wretch?
He is the son of whom I loved.
This is his son, this creature?
Yes, his son. If he is in misfortune, he ought to be honored.
You have been so long among barbarians that you've become one of them.
Always to honor one's kin is a custom in Hellas.
And another custom is to yield a willing difference to the laws.
The wise hold that everything which depends on necessity is a slave.
Oh, keep that wisdom to yourself. I will not have it.
Yes, for you are angry and old age is not wisdom.
If right and wrong are clear to all, then who is ever more senseless than this man? For he never weighed the justice of the case, nor did he appeal to the universal law of Hellas. For when Agamemnon breathes his last, struck on his head by my daughter, a most foul deed, which I will never defend, he should have brought a charge against his mother, and inflicted a holy penalty for bloodshed, banishing her from his house.
He would obtain moderation instead of calamity, keeping strictly to the law and showing his piety as well.
As it is, he has come into the same fate as his mother. Though he had just cause for thinking her a wicked woman, he has become more wicked by murdering her.
Menelaus, do not oppose the gods in their wish to help this man, but leave him to be stoned to death by the citizens, or do not set foot on Spartan land. My daughter is dead, and rightly, but it should not have been his hand who slew her. In all except my daughters, I have been a happy man. There, I am not blessed.
I am unholy because I killed my mother. I know it! Yet holy on another count because I avenged my father. What ought I to have done? You, yes, you, old man, have been my ruin by begetting a wicked daughter! For it was owing to her audacious deed that I lost my father and became my mother's murderer. And you see Apollo, who makes the navel of the earth his home, dispensing to mortals unerring prophecies whom we obey in all he says. I killed my mother in obedience to him. Find him guilty of the crime. Slay him. His was the sin, not mine.
Since you are so bold and suppress nothing, you will lead me to greater lengths in procuring your shall regard this as a fine addition to my labors. Yes, I will go to the chosen band of Argives and set this city, willing or not, on you and your sister. She deserves to die even more than you, for it was she who embittered you against your mother, always carrying tales to your ears to increase the hate the more, until she set the house ablaze with fires never kindled by Hephaestus. Menelaus, I tell you this, and I will do it too. If you consider my hatred or our marriage account of any connection, then you will not ward off this man's doom in defiance of the gods. Remember, you have been told all of this, and do not choose the ungodly as friends. Servants, leave me from this house.
Menelaus, why are you pacing round and round in thought, going back and forth to the dilemma?
Let me alone! When I think it over, I'm perplexed to know where to turn in these events.
Do not make your decision now, but first hear what I have to say, then make up your mind. It is nothing of your own, Menelaus, but pay back what you received from my father. I am not speaking of possessions, for if you save my life, you will save my dearest possession. Uncle, my father Agamemnon gave his life as friends should, toiling hard in battle with you so that you may have your wife again. Give back to me what you got there. For one day, exert yourself in my defense, not 10 full years. Pay back to my miserable father the lives of me and my sister. For by my death, I shall leave my father's house without an heir.
Orestes, you are a man for whom I have a deep regard, and I want to take part in your troubles. I wish I had that strength granted me by the gods, for I have come destitute of allies from my long weary wanderings with the small strength of my surviving friends.
We should never get the better of Pelesian Argos by fighting. If we should prevail by soothing speeches, we will come to some hope there. For how can one win a great cause by small efforts? It is foolish to even wish it.
Do you turn your back on me and flee? The days of Agamemnon lost and gone! I have betrayed. No longer do I have any hopes of finding a refuge where I may escape the death sentence of Argos, for this man was my haven of safety. But I see Pylades coming at a run from close is a pleasant sight. The man who can be trusted in troubles is far better sight than a calm to sailors.
I have come to the city quickly, as I should. Having heard, myself clearly seen the citizens assembly against you and your sister, to kill you at once? What is happening? How is it to be my best of comrades, friends and kin, for you are all of these to me?
I am ruined. To make plain to you my troubles and grief.
You must destroy me also, for friends have all in common.
Menelaus is the worst of men to me and my sister. He no more repaid me by coming here than if he had never come.
Has he really arrived in this land?
He took a long time, but was very soon recognized as equal to his friends.
And did he bring his wife, worst women with him on the ship?
It was not he who brought her, but she who brought him.
Where is she?
In my house. That is, if I can call it mine.
What did you say to your father's brother?
Not to have me and my sister killed by the citizens.
By the gods! What did he have to say to that? I would like to know this.
He was cautious, the usual policy of ignoble friends.
You not have the courage to share your troubles when he was here.
No, for he was not born wise.
you must die.
The citizens must give their vote today.
And what is that to decide? Tell me. I'm alarmed.
Orestes and Electra's life or death. A brief speech on a large subject.
Orestes, leave this palace with your sister at once. Try to escape.
They're being watched by God on every side.
We are as closely beleaguered as the city by its foes.
It is true. I saw the streets of the city were secured with armed men. Suppose you stay here. What means of safety do you have?
I have none.
And if you go, do you have any hope of achieving safety?
There might be. Possible.
Then that is better than staying.
And I will go.
Yes. But you must.
You're right. I must go. But to die ignobly is a coward's part. There's only one obstacle in my way. I am afraid the goddesses will prevent me by madness.
So I will take care of you.
Beware of becoming a partner in my madness.
Let that pass.
You will not hesitate.
Never. Hesitation is a grave ill of practice.
On then. Guide me to my father's tomb. For what purpose? So that I may appeal to him to save me.
Yes, that is the proper way.
May I not see my mother's grave?
No, for she was an enemy, but hasten, so that the vote of Argos may not catch you first. Supporting those limbs, slow from sickness on mine, for I will carry you through the town. Thinking little of the mob and unchained, for how am I to prove my devotion to you? Not by helping you in sort of distress.
The old saying again. Good friends, not relatives only. For a man who fuses into your ways, although he is an outsider, it's better for a man to possess as a friend than a whole host of relatives.
The great prosperity and the crowds, proudly boasted throughout Hellas and by the streams of Simois, went back again from good fortune for the Euripedes long ago, from an old misfortune to their house, when strife came to the sons of Tantalus over a golden ram, to end in most pitiable banqueting, and the slaughter of highborn children. And this is why murder exchanges for murder through blood and does not leave the two Euripedes.
What seemed good was not good. To cut a mother's flesh with ruthless hand and show the sword stained black with blood to the sun's bright beams. To commit a noble crime is an impious, subtle, malignant madness. The wretched daughter of Tyndareus, in terror of death, screams to him, "My son, this is unholy. Your bold attempt upon your mother's life. Do not, while honoring your father, fasten on yourself the eternity of shame."
What affliction on earth surpasses this? What cause for keener grief or for pity than to shed your hand a mother's blood? What a dreadful crime committed, and now is raving mad, a prey to the Furies, whirling blood with racing eyes, the son of Agamemnon. Oh, the wretch, when he saw a mother's bosom over her robe-blown weave, and yet he made her his victim in recompense for his father's sufferings.
Wretched, unhappy, daughter of Agamemnon, my lady Electra, hear the sad tidings we bring you.
Rest. We are proving you've clearly come with tidings of woe.
The Pelagians have decided that you, who away and your brother, are to die this day.
Yes. I've been wasting away in mourning of what was short famine.
Ah, hapless maiden, how silent you are. Your face covered and bent to the ground, as if it got to dash upon a course of lamentation and wailing.
It's gone. It is gone. It is lost. All the race of Pelops and the glory that crowned their heavy hangs midway between heaven and earth, that fragment of Olympus which hangs on swift trains of gold, so that I may utter my lament to Tantalus, my forefather, who begot the ancestors of my house.
Look, here comes your brother, condemned to die, and with him Pylades, most loyal of friends, true as a brother.
Thus, my brother, I weep to see you stand before the tomb. As I take my last look at you, my senses leave me.
Be silent.
How can I be silent when we poor sufferers are no longer to gaze upon the sun god's light?
By the gods, do not unman me, bringing me to tears by the recollection of my sorrows.
We are about to die. How can I not dwell upon our sorrows?
This is the day appointed for us. We must fit the dangling noose about our necks, or whet the sword for use.
You be the one to kill me, brother, so that no Argive may insult Agamemnon's son by my death.
Enough that I have a mother's blood on my hands. I will not kill you, but rather die by your own hand, however you wish.
Agreed. I will not be behind you in using the sword, but I long to throw my arms about your neck.
You will melt my heart. I want to give you back a fond embrace. And why should wretch's eyes still feel any shame? Heart to heart, my dear sister.
If only one sword could kill us both, and one coffin deceive us. Did that coward Menelaus, that traitor to my father, not even speak for you, or make an effort to save your life?
He did not even show himself. But with his hopes centered on the throne, he was careful not to attempt the rescue of his friends. But let us see how we may die a noble death, one most worthy of Agamemnon. Pylades, be the arbitrator of our slaughter, and when we both are dead, lay out our bodies decently, carry them to our father's grave, and bury us there with him. Farewell now. I am leaving for the deed, as you see.
Stop! This first one point I have to blame you for. You thought that I would care to live while you are dead.
Why are you called on to die with me?
Do you ask? What is life to me without your companionship?
You did not slay your mother, as I did to my sorrow.
At least I helped. So I ought to share in the consequence.
Surrender to your father. Do not die with me. You still have a city, while I no longer have, and your father's house and a great refuge of wealth. Farewell. Be happy, my beloved friend. We cannot, but you may, for we the dead are robbed of happiness.
How far you are from grasping what I mean. May the fruitful earth and the radiant sky refuse to hold my blood. If ever I turn traitor and deserted you and I freed myself, I shared the murder, which I will not deny, as well as schemed the whole plot for which you are now paying the penalty. So I ought to die together with you and her. If I was your friend, or a misfortune, cease to be your friend when you became misfortunate? That cannot be. No, this concerns me too. But since we are to die, let us take comfort in knowing that Menelaus will share in our displeasures.
Oh, Pylades, if only I could see this before I die.
Listen to me, and delay the stroke of the sword.
I will, if I may take vengeance on my enemy.
Let us kill Menelaus. Let us kill Helen. A bitter grief to Menelaus.
How? I will, if there is any chance of success.
With our swords, hiding in your house.
But how? She has her barbarian attendants.
Ha! Barbarians! I'm not a man to fear any Phrygian!
Well, if I can do this deed, I do not shrink from dying twice over.
Nor I, as you are an avenger. Now listen to how sound my scheme is. If we drew the sword upon a woman of great chastity, the crime would be infamous. But as it is, she is being punished for the sake of all of us, whose fathers she slew, whose children she destroyed, to make widows out of brides. There will be shouts of joy, and they will kindle the altars to the gods, invoking upon our heads many blessings, because we shed a wicked woman's blood. You will no longer be called the matricide, but resigning that name and succeeding to a better, you will be called the slayer of Helen, the murderess. It can never be right that Menelaus presents your home when your father and your sister and you are condemned to die, and your mother. But I passed that by before it's unseen that you mention it. But may I die if we do not draw swords upon her. And if we cannot accomplish this deed, let us set fire to the house and die. For we shall not fail in one distinction: an honorable death or an honorable escape.
You are the one who devised the vengeance against Aegisthus and stood by me in danger. Now again, you are offering me a means to punish my foes that do not stand aside. Now, since in any case I have breathed my last, I want to do something to my enemies before my death, so that I may requite with ruin those who betrayed me, so that those who made me suffer may grieve. Yes, I am the son of Agamemnon. I will not disgrace him by submitting to die. My last breath shall be free, and I will take vengeance on Menelaus. For if we could secure one object, we should be lucky. If a means of safety should unexpectedly come our way from somewhere, we should become the slayers, not the slave. This is what I prayed for.
I think I have it, brother. The means of safety for you, him, and myself. Listen closely, and you also. You know Helen's daughter. Of course you do.
Hermione, whom my mother brought up, I know her.
She has gone to Clytemnestra's tomb.
To do what? What hope were you hinting at?
She went to the tomb of our mother to pour libation over her grave. Seized her as a hostage on her way back. If, after Helen's slaughter, Menelaus makes no effort to save your life, say that you will kill Hermione. You must draw your sword and hold it tight against the maiden's throat. If he chooses to save your life to ensure the girls, you will let her go into her father's arms. But if he makes no effort to curb the angry outbursts, you will slit the maiden's throat.
How far more worthy you are to live than to die. How soon will Hermione be returning to the palace?
I expect she is near for the length of time agrees exactly.
Good. Stay before the palace and await the maiden's approach. Let us enter now and arm ourselves with swords for the final struggle, Pylades, for you share the labor with me.
Dear friends of Mycenae, station yourselves. Some here along the high road, others there on some other path to watch the house.
But why do you call us to this service? Tell me, my dear.
I am afraid someone who is stationed at the house for slaughter may find trouble upon trouble.
Let us make haste and go on. I will keep careful watch upon this road toward the east.
And I on this one that leads westward.
Use your eyes. Let them see everything through your tresses.
All goes well here. Look to your own watch.
Your report agrees with mine. There is no noise here either.
I will watch the gate. You within the house, why are you delaying to spill your victim's blood now that all is quiet? They do not hear. Could it be her beauty has blunted their swords?
Ah! Did you hear? The men have put their hand to the slaughter. It is Helen screaming, at a gasp.
Menelaus, I am dying. You could not help me though you are near.
Listen, I hear the sound of a footfall near the road.
It is Hermione advancing headlong into the meshes of the net. The prey will be good if it is caught. Take your positions with looks composed and faces not betraying what has happened. Ah, maiden, have you come from leaving Clytemnestra's grave?
Yes, I return
groans.
Oh, don't say so. What is your news?
Menelaus has sentenced Orestes and I to death.
My own relatives.
It is decreed. We have put on the yoke of necessity.
Is this the reason for the crime then?
Orestes entreating mercy for himself and me.
Perhaps then is good reason to shout.
Oh, what would make someone entreat more earnestly? But throw yourself before your mother in her prosperity, and see that Menelaus may not see us die.
I'm hastening to the house. As far as it rests with me, regard yourself as safe.
Now, friends, seize
Silence! You are here for our safety, not yours.
Hold her! Hold her! Put the sword tight against her throat, and see that Menelaus has found not Phrygian cowards, but men, and he has been treated as cowards deserve.
Oh, friends, raise a din, and shouting before the house, so that the murder when done may not inspire the Argives with wild alarm, to make them bring aid to the palace, before I see for certain that Helen's corpse lies bloody in the house, or hear the news from one of her attendants. For I know part of the tale, of the rest I am not certain. Injustice, retribution from the gods has come to Helen.
But the bolts of the palace doors rattle, for one of the Phrygians is coming out, from whom they will inquire how it is within.
What news, servant of Helen? Tell us plainly exactly what happened in the house.
Oh, the murderous scenes of lawless wickedness which I have witnessed at the royal palace. They drew forth swords from under their purple cloaks, each darting his eye in all directions to see that none was near. And like boars that range in the wild hills, they stood at bay before her and cried, "Thou must die. It is your coward of a husband that will kill you, because he betrayed his brother's sons to death in Argos." But she, with piercing screams, brought her snow-white arm upon her bosom, and turned her steps in flight. But Orestes, outstripping her slippered feet, clutched his fingers in her hair, bending back her neck onto her left shoulder, was on the point of driving the crimp steel into her throat.
Where were those Phrygians in the house to help her then?
We rushed to her assistance from every direction, one arming them with stones, another with javelins, a third having drawn a sword. But Pylades came to meet us all undaunted. Like Hector of Troy or Ajax triple-plumed, as I saw him on the threshold of Priam's palace, and we met point to point. But it became most manifest how inferior we Phrygians were to the worlds of Helen's martial powers. There was one man flying, another murdered, another slain, and a third calling mercy to save off death. But we escaped into the cover of darkness, where some were falling, others straddling, and while some lay low in death. And just as her unhappy mother sunk to the ground to die, came luckless Hermione to the palace, wherein the two rushed and seized her, and turned again to the daughter of Zeus to slay her. But lo, she had vanished from the room, passing right through the house like from magic arts or wizard spells or heavenly fraud. O Zeus and earth, O day and night! What happened after her I know not, for I stole out of the palace and ran away. So Menelaus went through all his troubles and toils to recover his wife Helen from Troy to no purpose.
Behold, another strange sight, succeeding its predecessors. I see Orestes, sword in hand, advancing towards the palace with excited steps.
Where is he who fled from the palace to escape my sword? Before they had prostrate myself, O Prince, I do obeisance. Does every Phrygian in Troy show the same fear of steel as you do? Oh, take your sword away! How soon here throws a horn through the blood? Are you afraid of being turned to stone as if it were a gorgon you see? To stone, no, but a corpse! A slave, and so fearful of death, though it will release you from your troubles. Bond are free. Everyone is glad to gaze upon the light. Your shrewdness saves you. Go within. How? Will not kill me after all? You fool. Do you think I could endure to plunge my sword into your throat? The reason I left the palace was to gag your noisy tongue! For Argos is quickly roused when he hears a cry to the rescue. As for Menelaus, we are not afraid of measuring swords with him. For if he gathers the Argives and leads them against the palace, he shall have two corpses to behold, his daughters as well as his wives!
Fortune. Again and yet again, the house is entering a fearful contest with the race of Atreus.
What are we to do? Carry tidings to the town? Or hold our peace?
It is safer to keep silent, friends.
Look at that sunrush of smoke to the sky in front of the palace.
They are kindling the torches to fire the halls of Tantalus. They do not shrink even from murder.
God holds his issue in his hand. He gives to mortal men what ends in will,
I see Menelaus approaching the palace in hot haste. No doubt he has heard what has happened.
Strange news of violent deeds done by a pair of savages has brought me hither. What I heard was that my wife was not killed after all, but had vanished out of sight.
Ho there, Menelaus! You who hold yourself so high. Halt, or else I will tear off the ancient parapet and shatter your skull with this coping stone.
What now? I see a blaze of torches and men on the housetop yonder with a sword held in my daughter's throat.
Would you question me or hear me speak?
Neither, but I suppose I must hear you.
Well, if you are anxious to know, I intend to kill your daughter.
After slaying Helen, are you so bent on adding another murder?
I would I had encompassed that, instead of being duped by the gods.
Do you deny having slain her then?
I do deny it to my sorrow.
Surrender my wife's dead body that I may bury her.
Ask the gods for her, but your daughter I will slay.
Are you not content with the stain of the mother's blood which is on you?
I should not grow tired if I had these wicked women to murder forever.
Are you too Pylades a partner in this bloody work?
His silence says he is, so my saying it will suffice.
Not without you ruining it. Unless you take wings and fly.
Fly we will never, but fire the palace!
What? Will you destroy the home of your ancestors?
To prevent you from getting it, we will. Offering this maid as sacrifice upon its flames!
Kill her then. For thou will be punished by me for such a murder.
Agreed.
No, refrain!
Your sufferings are just. Silence! Endure them!
Pray, is it just that you should live?
And rule a kingdom? Yes.
A kingdom where?
Here in Pelagian Argos.
You are so well qualified to handle sacred water.
Well, are you?
Yes! My hands are clean.
But not your heart!
Remove that sword from my daughter's throat.
No!
Will you kill her?
Yes!
What can I do?
Go to the Argives, and entreat the city that Orestes and Electra may not die!
Otherwise, will you kill my child?
That is the alternative.
Alas for thee, Helen! I brought her back from Troy just for you to butcher!
I would that I had.
My troubles are innumerable.
The reason being your refusal to help me.
You has me!
Your cowardice has! Electra, fire the palace from beneath and kindle the parapet of yonder walls.
Help! Help your dwellers at night in Argos! Here's a fellow trying to wrest his city from the immortal city! Damn it!
Menelaus, calm your excited mood. I am Apollo, son of Latona, who draw nigh to call you by name. And thou no less, Orestes, who, sword in hand, are keeping guard on yonder maid, that thou may hear what I have come to say.
Helen, whom all your eagerness failed to destroy, when thou were seeking to anger Menelaus, is here as you see in the enfolding air, and rescued from death instead of slain by you. 'Twas I that saved her and snatched her from beneath your sword at the bidding of her father Zeus. For she, his child, must put on immortality and take her place with Castor and Polydeuces in the bosom of the sky, a savior to the mariners.
Choose you then another bride, and take her to your home. For the gods, by means of Helen's loveliness, embroiled Troy and Hellas, causing death thereby, that they may lighten Mother Earth of the outrage done her by the increase of man's number.
Such is Helen's end.
As for you, Orestes, you must cross the soil and dwell for 1 whole year on Parisian soil. And when then thou returnest thence to the city of Athens, submit to be brought to trial by the avenging three for your mother's murder.
The gods will be empire between you, and pass the most righteous of sentence on you upon the hill of Ares, where you will win the case. Likewise, it is ordained,
Orestes, that thou shalt wed Hermione.
At whose neck you're pointing your sword.
Menelaus, leave Orestes to rule over Argos. Go thou yourself and reign over Sparta, keeping it as a dowry for a wife, who, to this day, never ceased in exposing you to toils innumerable. Between Orestes and the citizens, I, who inflicted his mother's murder upon him, will bring about reconciliation.
All hail to thee, Apollo. For these your utterances, You are not some lying prophet after all, but a true seer. There came a dreadful thought into my heart that it was some fiend I had listened to. But all is ending well, and I obey your word. There. I released Hermione from a violent death. And I agree to take her as my wife whenever her father gives consent.
All hail thee, Helen, daughter of Zeus. I wish you joy for your home in heaven's happy courts. To thee, Orestes, I betroth my daughter according to the word of Apollo. And good luck to thee, a noble lord, nobly wived, and me the parent of your bride.
Prepare each one to the place appointed by me. Reconcile all strife.
Obedience is a duty.
I think thus also, Menelaus. And so I make a truce with sorrow and with your oracles, Apollo.
Go your ways in honor peace, most fair of goddesses. I will escort Helen to the mansions of Zeus, soon as I reach the starlit firmament. There, seated side by side with Hera, she shall be honored by men as a goddess forever, sharing with those Zeus-born sons of Tyndareus their empire over the sea.
Hail, majestic victory! Still in your keeping hold my life, and never withhold the crown.
Wow. We worked for a long time. It was a good time. It was a hard time. And it was a stressful time. And we were all pretty upset by the canceling of the second show yesterday. I know there's nothing you can do about it. It's okay. And we certainly made some mistakes, but I actually think we did. I think we actually did a pretty good job, and I'm proud of how far we got in the little time that we had to prepare it. Because it was, let's be honest, it was pretty disorganized. So, but the people we have to thank for that are people like Mr. Corliss. And did a fantastic job. He was able to he really just put it together so well in the first place. And whenever we had any sort of questions about what were you supposed to do, he knew exactly what to tell us, and it all worked out really well. Mrs. Potts choreographed all the eurythmy, which was beautiful, and
So our costumes were designed and put together and found and assembled and everything by Eden, who is not here today.
Yeah, Eden!
able to put it into the hands of Sophie and Brenda and others, but Sophie and Brenda. And I don't even know what they did. That was not me at all. And our props were handled by Electra. Makeup, hair, costumes, props, and assembling the stage was done by essentially everyone. Everyone lent their time and their attention and their love to this project, and I'm so proud of everyone. And I'm very happy that you are all here to see it. Thank you so much.